Hey people, welcome back. And in today's session, we'll talk about the RACI matrix or responsibility assignment matrix. This sometimes we call as an RACI chart or RACI matrix. And typically in this matrix, when we develop this, we assign the role or responsibility to the project team members. So it's a kind of simple Excel Word document. You can create a kind of table where you list down all of your stakeholders who are part of the project and what is there based on their level of involvement and what is the role they will play. The letters which we use are RACI. R stand for responsible. A is who is accountable for the task, whom to consult and whom to inform. So these are the four roles we develop in the RACI matrix. So R for responsible, what is the role of a responsible person? So responsible person designate the task as assigned directly to the person or maybe the group of the people. Responsible person is one who does the work to complete the task or create a deliverables. So any deliverables for a project, this is the person who is responsible who complete that task. So every task should have at least one responsible person, or maybe if the task is big in nature, you can assign multiple people for the same task. Responsible parties typically on the project team and are usually developers or the other creators in case we talk about the IT project. When the second role come to the accountable, so accountable person in the RACI matrix or equation delegate and review the work involved in the project. The job is to make sure the responsible person or the team knows what are the expectation of the project and complete the work on time. Every task should have only one accountable person, not more than that. Otherwise, accountability will delegate to the other person. And at the end of the day, we'll see else is doing or someone else is doing and the task will not be completed. So accountable parties or accountable people are typically on the project team, usually in a leadership or the management role. All the senior people are accountable for the something deliverables. Third role comes to the consulted. So consulted people provide input and the feedback on the work being done in a project. They have a stake in the outcome of the project because it could affect their current or maybe the future work. So the project manager and the team should consult these stakeholders ahead of starting a task to get input and their need. And again throughout the work and at the completion of the task to get the feedback of the outcome. Fourth role in RACI matrix, we have informed. Informed folks need not to be or need to be looped into the progress of a project, but not consulted or overwhelmed with the details of every task. They just need to know what's going on because it could affect their work, but they are not decision makers. They should have the information what is going on. Probably the senior people, generally we inform them, or maybe if any task is related to their any of the cross function, we involve them and inform them for the inform. Now question is, when should you use a RACI metric? So framework of RACI chart is useful for almost any project, though some teams might find it more useful than the others. If we take an example, to create this article, I am the responsible party because I am doing the work of writing. My editor is accountable for assigning and reviewing the work, and they are likely to have consulted or informed other around them, such maybe managing editor or maybe the search engine optimization specialist. But this project is fairly simple. It's only take a few steps and include handful of stakeholders. A formal RACI chart comes in handy for a complex and long-lasting project that include a lot of stakeholder, task, milestone, especially if the work is overlapping. So here I'm giving you an example of RACI matrix. So this example, what you see on the screen is, suppose it's a IT project. So phase one, I'm doing some research. In research, I have to complete econometric model, strategic framework, or risk factor. So senior analyst who is responsible for the econometric model, I will be informing to the project manager and the head of the design. Senior vice president finance will be accountable. Search engine optimization lead will consult and will inform to the sales director and the senior management. When it's come to the strategic framework, accountable is senior analyst. Information will go to the project manager and head of the design. Senior vice president is responsible to develop the strategic framework. SEO lead, sales director to be informed, and you can consult with the senior management. Coming to the risk factors, senior analyst is responsible. Project manager and head of the design will be informed. Senior vice president is accountable. SEO lead to be informed, sales director to be informed, and senior management to be informed. Now let's talk about the second task, which is the phase two structure, where we have the product specifications. So senior analysts just need to be informed about the product specification, while the project manager will be accountable to develop them, and the head of the design will be developing the product specification. We just need to inform to the BP Finance. We can consult with the search engine optimization, SEO lead. We can consult to the sales director. We can consult to the senior management. When it's come to the design the wireframe, we will be informing the senior analyst, consulting the project manager. Responsibility goes to the head of the design. Will inform to the VP Finance. Will consult with the SEO lead. Will inform to the sales director, and senior management will be consulted. It's come to the user journey. Will inform to the senior analyst. Project manager will be consulted. Head of the design for the user journey will be the responsible. Will pass the information to the senior vice president of finance. Will consult with the SEO lead, sales director, and the senior management. Next step is, or next task is the user experience testing, or UAT. Senior analyst will just inform, project manager will be consulted, but head of the design will be responsible for that. Senior vice president finance will be informed, SEO lead will be consulted, sales director and the senior management will be a consulted party. When you are doing the evaluation of the framework, will inform to the senior analyst, responsibility will go project manager, consulting will work with the head of design, will pass the information to the finance, will consult SEO lead, will inform sales director, and will consult the senior management. When it's come to the development backlog, will inform senior analyst, responsible will be the project manager. Head of the design will be consulted. SBP finance will be informed. SEO lead will be consulted. Sales director will be informed, and senior management will be consulted. When it's come to the delivery roadmap, consulted will be the senior analyst. Project manager is responsible. Head of the design is accountable. SPP finance will be consulted. SEO lead will be consulted. Sales director will be consulted, and senior management will be informed. Like this, you have the project and you will break down when you create a work breakdown structure. Similar way, you write down this task and assign the role. So this is the role assignment metric, or responsibility assignment matrix we call. There are some alternatives to the RACI matrix as well. Some of them is RASCI. In this, this is the alternative of RACI, used as a RACI model, plus S stand for the supportive. So what is the role the pupil will play as in support? So this is someone who participate in doing the work of a task by supporting the responsible parties. Another model we use is a CARS model. So in the CARS model, this designate the stakeholder as C stand for communicate. These are the consulted and informed party. Approve, this is the decision maker. Responsible, this person does the work. And support, these parties support the responsible person in doing the work. Another framework we have as an RAS. So this model simplifies as in cars with just the responsible, approve, and the support role. We don't have the communicate role here. You have the responsible, approve, and the support role. Like as in the cars model, we communicate. That part is not there in this. It eliminates communication outside the project team, which would need to be accounted for another way in the project management method. Like as we have a RACI, similar way we have the DACI. So in this case, D stand for the drivers. So drivers means the people who do the work. A for approvers, they are basically the decision maker. C is contributor, the people who are consulted on the task. And I stand for informed, the people who are informed for the project progress. We have the CLAM or the CALM, sometimes we call it. So this model stakeholder assigned these actions like a C stand for contribute. So the people who are consulted and who do the work. Lead, the people who delegate the work and manage a task. Approve, the decision makers, and the monitor, the people who are kept in the loop on the project progress. So the bottom line of this RACI matrix, bottom line of the RACI matrix is the project can be complex, confusing, or chaotic. That's why we are relying on the team members with the project management skills to regain in the disparate pieces of a project and focus directly on keeping them organized as a project progress. So RACI chart is one of the tools that help the project manager keep a project work on the track. And by listing all the stakeholders and assigning a level of involvement for each task, the chart helps team communicate clearly and keep the right people in the loop. That's about the RACI metric. So it's an important tool, though not mandatory if the project is small, not necessary because people already understand their rule. But if the project is big and each and every one you have to assign a task, we can use this framework or the RACI metric framework. You can develop this simple as I have shown you in this metric in Excel or maybe in the Word document or any specific format you can develop and use for your project progress. Thank you so much, people. I will see you in the next session.